Slide 1. Introduction. Hafiday. Welcome to the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Our flag, which was adopted on July 4th, 1976, is proudly displayed on the background of this slide. The laddystone in our flag represents the Chamorro people. The wreath, we call muar or marmar, represents our Carolinian brothers and sisters, and the Lone Star is a symbol of our past administration and affiliation with the Trust Territory of the Pacific Islands, or TTPI. Slide 2. Map. The CNMI 14 island chain extends about 400 nautical miles from the island of Rota in the south to the most northern island of Farallon de Pájaros. Ancient Chamorros once inhabited all of the islands up through Mog, but during World War II, all residents were repatriated to Saipan. Today, the three major populated islands are Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, and in the northern islands, only Agrigan and Pagan have people. The northern islands are incredibly beautiful, featuring active and smoking volcanoes, black sand beaches, striking rock formations, and an abundance of wildlife. There are no cities in the northern Marianas as normally considered, nor is the term town used to describe the island's congested areas. Rather, the more urbanized areas are usually referred to as villages or communities. The island of Saipan is about 13 miles long and 5.5 miles wide. On Saipan, Mount Tapachao is considered its highest point at 1,554 feet. The island of Tinian is approximately 10.5 miles long by 5 miles at its widest point. Its highest point is Punta Carolinus at 583 feet above sea level. The main village is San Jose. The island of Rota is about 10.5 miles long and 3 miles wide. Its highest elevation is Mount Manira at 1,625 feet. The main village is Song Song. Slide 3. Geography. The CNMI has one of the most stable climates in the world, with abundant year-round sunshine and refreshingly clean air and water. Average year-round temperature is 84 degrees Fahrenheit, with an average humidity of 79%. The ocean temperature averages 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Occasional passing rain showers and gentle prevailing northeast trade winds provide an environment that has been described by travel writers as perfect as it gets. Slide 4. History. The Mariana Islands, including Guam, were settled by ocean-going canoe voyagers some 3,000 years ago. Because of linguistic similarities, these people are believed to have originated from the Indo-Malaysian groups. Magellan's contact, under unfortunate circumstances, was brief and violent. The islands were later called Islas de los Ladrones, or Islands of Thieves, a name which stuck until 1668, when the first Spanish missionary, Father San Vitores, set up the first European colony on Guam. The Spanish operation on Guam led to conflict with the islanders over several decades. It is believed that there were 50,000 islanders at the beginning of European contact, and only 1,500 to 2,000 by the year 1720. The remaining islanders, now called Chamorros, intermarried with the Spanish garrisons made up of Mexicans, Filipinos, and Spanish troops. Nearly all of them had been moved to Guam during the fighting, when the survivors became fervent Catholics. In the early 1800s, a group of Carolinians were allowed to settle in Saipan and formed the base of the second indigenous ethnic group in the Northern Marianas. After the Spanish-American War in 1898, Spain sold all of the islands except Guam, captured and claimed by the U.S., to Germany. The Germans, never more than 20 officials in all of the islands, introduced scientific agriculture and the Western concept of land ownership. Japan captured the islands from Germany in 1914 as World War I opened in Europe. Japan settled thousands of civilians in the islands, 20,000 in the Northern Marianas alone, who were primarily engaged in commercial fishing and sugarcane production. The islands became crucial to the Pacific theater in World War II and some of the bloodiest battles of the war were fought in the Marianas between American and Japanese troops. The only atomic weapons ever to be used in warfare were launched by B-29s taking off from the island of Tinian in August of 1945. After the Japanese surrender in 1945, the American Navy administered the islands until they were turned over to the United Nations as the Trust Territory of the Pacific Islands.
According to the 2010 census data, the CNMI's population count is 53,883. This is a 22% drop from 69,221 in 2001. This is mainly attributed to the shrinking foreign worker base as a result of a slower economy that forced businesses to shut down or cut operations. Of the 53,883 total population registered during the 2010 census, 18,800 were Pacific Islanders, while Asians numbered 26,908. The report also showed 6,932 were from two or more ethnic origins. Of the 8,800 total Pacific Islanders or Native Hawaiians residing in Northern Marianas as of 2010, there were 2,461 Carolinians, 12,902 Chamorros, 1,242 Chukis, 37 Kasraians, 68 Marshallese, 1,169 Palauans, 425 Pohnpeians, 268 Native Hawaiian, and other Pacific Islanders. Meanwhile, the Filipinos were the majority among the Asian population with a total of 19,017. Also, according to the Census 2010, the age structure in CNMI, there are 26.4% that are from the age of 0 to 14 years old. From the age of 15 to 64, there is 70.7%, and 65 years and over is 2.9%. The ethnic groups include Asians at 49.9%, Caucasians at 2.1%, Pacific Islanders at 34.9%, mixed at 12.7%, and other ethnic groups are 0.4%. Religions include Christians, Roman Catholic being the majority, although there are other traditional beliefs and taboos that may still be found. Languages include 32.8% Filipino, 24.1% Chamorro, Chinese 6.8%, English 7%, and other languages spoken 14.2%. Also, other Pacific Island languages 5.1%.
Slide 6. Politics. The Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands is a commonwealth in political union with the United States. Federal funds to the Commonwealth are administered by the U.S. Department of the Interior Office of Insular Affairs. The Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands was effective on January 1, 1978, and the covenant between the United States and the CNMI was fully effective on November 4, 1986. Those born in the CNMI are U.S. citizens. They do not pay federal taxes and do not vote in U.S. Congress and presidential elections. The Northern Mariana Islands elect one non-voting delegate to the U.S. House of Representatives. Benigno Repeki Fitio, born November 27, 1945, is the current governor of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Fitio was elected on November 6, 2005, and assumed office on January 9, 2006. He was re-elected to a second 5-year term in 2009. Fitio founded the Covenant political party in 2001 after leaving the Republican Party. As of January 5, 2011, he now rejoined the Republican Party, announcing that his goal will be to merge the Covenant Party back to the Republican Party. Slide 7. Immigration/Emigration. The exact number of CNMI Chamorros that moved to the U.S. is unknown, as surveys do not distinguish between Guam Chamorros and CNMI Chamorros living in the U.S. However, available statistics do seem to reconcile with anecdotal information on CNMI Chamorro immigration. The states that have the most Chamorro residents are California, Washington, Texas, Hawaii, New York, and Florida. Chamorros that live in the U.S. emigrate there to fulfill educational goals, such as college or advanced degrees, or for job or career opportunities that might not otherwise be available in the CNMI.
Slide 8, Lifestyle. Many families, especially among the Chamorros and Carolinians, own their own homesteads. In general, only native residents of the CNMI can own property, which makes leasing land to outside commercial interests a major source of income for many of the local residents. Also, while there's still a viable subsistence economy of farming and fishing, which remains fundamental, the people of the CNMI look increasingly to employment in tourism and government. Tourism is by far the largest sector of the economy, followed by government activities and light industry. The Chamorros and Carolinians place a high value on formal education, and the school age in the Marianas is from the age of 5 to 16. The schools operate on the American model, and there are also Head Start programs and preschool opportunities for children under 5 years of age. The Northern Marianas College in Saipan offers degrees in education, liberal arts, and business. Students who wish to continue their education in other programs usually attend the University of Guam or the University of Hawaii. Well, unfortunately, young people who leave the CNMI to complete their higher education often do not return. Most Chamorros are on friendly terms with one another. They're used to being close together and often do not have to speak to communicate. When one encounters an older Chamorro, one doesn't need to say much, but one is expected to at least nod with a bow or to kiss the elder's hand briefly as a sign of respect.
Health issues. Lifestyle change and a complete turnaround in eating and exercise habits is necessary for people in the CNMI to prevent the risks of prevalent diseases like diabetes and hypertension.
Generally, the CNMI is a healthy place to live. There are no poisonous snakes or insects and no malaria. There are health centers with dental facilities on all 3 islands, Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, and Medicaid and other federal health programs are also available.
Slide 10. Dietary change. Today, many imported foods and rice dominate a typical diet. These imported foods can be purchased at most, if not all, markets and are imported from Japan, Australia, and the United States. Some of the more popular ones include canned goods such as Spam, corned beef, and Vienna sausage. Many have gone from eating local staple foods such as taro, yam, tapioca, breadfruit, to American fast foods such as cheeseburgers, tacos, and pizza. Slide 11. Food and Life Events. Food and life events consist of a variety of festivals which celebrate Chamorro and Carolinian cultural traditions with song, dance, local crafts, and food. Sample local delicacies like a pigigi, a local dessert made with coconut and wrapped in banana leaves, at the weekly Garapan Street Market. This lively market in downtown Saipan is also famous for its local arts and crafts. The annual Flame Tree Arts Festival, where the traditional Carolinian stick dance and old warrior dance is just one of the many exciting performances that can be seen. This festival is also where artists from all over Micronesia showcase their masterpieces. Also on Saipan, the Liberation Day Festival is a 3-day weekend-long celebration of the island's 1944 liberation from foreign occupancy. The annual Liberation Day Parade is on July 4th, but prior to that, there is a month-long carnival at the Garapan fishing base for all to enjoy. The crowning of the Miss Liberation Day Queen is one of the highlights of this important celebration. Taste of the Marianas on Saipan every Saturday in May. This first day of the event kicks off CNMI Tourism Month. Here, visitors have the opportunity to sample a variety of local and international cuisine prepared by the island's top chefs, listen to local live bands and dance, interact with and mingle among the local residents, and purchase locally made crafts. The chefs and cocktail competition is the highlight of this event, which continues to grow each year to include chefs from off-island as judges for the competition. On Tinian, the annual Tinian Fiesta has food, rides, and their own coronation of the Queen. Roda's San Francisco de Borja Fiesta is the island's largest and most popular event. This festival is complete with barbecue meals, rides, dancing, and the crowning of the Rhoda Queen.
Slide 12, popular foods. This slide shows some of our popular local foods. The first one that's listed there is called a pigigi, which is a local specialty made with freshly grated coconut and tapioca flour and then grilled in banana leaves. The next one we have on the list is the buñuelos aga, which are basically banana donuts. Buñuelos can be filled with different things, and they typically consist of flour, sugar, water, which are then rolled into balls and deep fried. This one shown in the slide was made with bananas, so hence the name banana donuts, or as we say in Chamorro, buñuelos aga. Other foods listed here include tortillas, which is tortilla made with flour, inexa agaga, which means red rice. This is rice cooked with red food coloring from the seed of achoti. Chamorros love red rice. It symbolizes the Chamorro culture and food. It's so popular that even some non-Chamorro restaurants offer red rice with its meals on Saipan. Other really popular dishes are chicken calaguin, which is a dish made of barbecued chicken, salt, hot pepper, and lemon juice. We have potu, which is a rice cake. Tamales mandioca, which is a tapioca dish. And we also have saibuk, which are basically just starchy foods cooked in coconut milk. And on the picture there, you see we have saibuk mandioca. Last but not least, we also have coco or okoko pipino, which are pickled cucumbers. There are other types of vegetables that can also be pickled, that are usually pickled back home, and usually these include papaya, mango. But with the mangoes, it's pickled when it's still and when it hasn't ripened yet. And then we call that coco manga. Slide 13, pictures. This last slide includes several pictures from the three main islands, Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. On the top left corner is a picture of Bird Island from the Bird Island Lookout. Bird Island is a popular destination for tourists because of the amazing view from the lookout. It's a great place to take photos on Saipan. When visiting the site, it's also possible to hike down to the island, but because of the dangerous trek, very few people attempt to do so. Bird Island is also a marine sanctuary, and visitors must respect the rules posted in the area. The picture right below Bird Island is a picture of our people performing the traditional Carolinian stick dance. It's an old warrior dance which combines improvised percussion and foot stomping. On Saipan, there's a well-known stick dance group called the Talapok Men Stick Dancers. The image shown in the middle is taken at the last command post on Saipan. The last command post is a very important historical World War II site situated at the northern end of the island, right at the base of Suicide Cliff. The last command post was the last stronghold held by the Japanese military force that occupied Saipan before the American military took control of the island. To this day, the site is marked by original cannons and other weaponry, including tanks that were present during the final major battle in the struggle to control Saipan. While visiting the last command post, other sites in the nearby area include Bird Island, as mentioned earlier, Bonsai Cliff, Suicide Cliff, and the Grotto. On the top right corner is a photo of a popular tourist site on the island of Tinian, the House of Taga. These mysterious Tagalati stones structures are remnants of the mythological Chief Taga's pillars. It is said that Chief Taga, erected these stones and had his house built on top. Of the 12 stones, only one remains standing. These prehistoric Ladi stone pillars, also called Taga stones, are 15 feet high. The picture next to it shows a man standing next to the last remaining standing stone. Wedding Cake Mountain is the name for Mount Taimingot. Viewed from afar, this rocky mountain resembles a layered cake commonly made for the weddings. It is an ideal place to go hiking and trekking into the lush green forest. According to those who have tried it, the wedding cake is 470 feet above sea level and is an ideal place for hiking. It is located south of the Somsum village on the island of Rhoda. This is one of Rhoda's postcard sites to capture. That concludes our presentation. We invite you to experience our year-round summer climate and small town atmosphere. Join us on all three islands for a relaxing getaway.